Hello and welcome, everybody.
Hey,
Woohoo! We are here for a live Galactic Roundtable. It's going to be I say Galactic Family Roundtable or whatever it was labeled. I'm not really sure, but we have with us tonight, of course, returning and featured and special guest, Bev Morrison, astrologer Bev Morrison. She's with us from Ohio. And so is Dee, Guiding D Light, western side of Ohio, where the totality path's going to be, from Guiding D Light on YouTube. Derek, Bev, thank you for joining us tonight.
thanks, Lynda, for having us on. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Derek, it was your inspiration. So thank you for that encouragement, because lately it's been a little bit hard to kind of show up. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm glad I put that out there when I did, because I ended up getting smacked in the face. I've been kind of out of it all week. When you said that to me, I was like, oh yeah, we have to.
I'm really glad, because last week it just didn't work. It's like things just okay. So what I want to do, if it's okay with you guys, I want to start by bringing it all in for a grounding, a little bit of a transmission, just a little something, and then making the group intention and setting it for clear channeled transmissions to reach and touch the hearts of those listening, to intermingle in a quantum state so that it can forever be sent out on the Christ grids where the love connections are, where we are moving to in the next phase of stepping into our galactic citizenship while walking in honor, becoming the highest version of ourselves that we can become. And together in our unity of ascension in our consciousness, the veils will drop so that we all will see what the true multidimensional state is. And we start by seeing the energy. And if it happens in a blink of an eye, then let it be so, and so be it. And if it happens over however it happens, we don't know how it's going to transpire, but we trust. And our group intention is that all of those who receive the transmissions, the holy energy, the plasma from the galactic center, from the 7D and above, from the Holy of Holies, take a deep breath in. Hold it for just a second. Then breathe out. On your next in-breath, breathe in the light of pure white light creator source consciousness. The holy divine. Let it circulate through your bodies, all of your bodies and all of your dimensions. Continue breathing. Breathing up, up, up from the earth, from the center of earth. Breathe it in through your feet, through your earth star chakra, through your root chakra, up into your body system. Let this divine light from the earth blend, mix, integrate, and become one with the divine heavenly light coming in through your star chakra, your soul star chakra, your crown, and down into your body from the top down. Breathe in from the top down. Breathe in from the earth up. And let that divine light meet up and blend in your heart, becoming one with the holy divine light that flows through you, the living light, the living truth.
That was beautiful, sister. Thank you.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay, so I wasn't intending it to go that way, but that's where it went.
That's great.
Welcome everybody. Thank you all for being here. Willow and Amber, Betty, how you doing? Betty just spent some time with me for the last 2 days. We had a sleepover and she got to come out to the consecrated land at Ridley Creek State Park. Thank you, sister, for coming. And she's going to be out at Derek's territory. And we're all going to be doing the eclipse there, but more on that later. I wanted to welcome you guys to the show and just, start out by opening up the roundtable. We have a roundtable here now. I want to have some, some topics just leading into and explaining like what it means to become like a galactic citizen as we're stepping into our new higher selves when we have all of this stuff that's showing up and it's happening so fast. It's like all the disclosure. Disclosure isn't just UFOs and aliens, you guys. Right? Am I right? Like disclosure is everything coming to light, all the lies that have been told. And it's like everybody, I don't know one person anymore that doesn't say we've all been lied to. Like everybody's saying that. So it's interesting. The disclosures are coming out and I'm noticing a lot of relationship and family things, ancestral lineages. We got to think of this in the bloodline. We got to think of this in the healing sense that we're here to purge and get rid of things. We heal our DNA. It's changing, right? As we ascend. And if our DNA is changing as we're healing things and processing stuff, it's like we're healing it, it comes up and out. So in order for it to be healed, confrontations have to happen. Secrets have to be revealed. Fights, arguments, healing, reconciliations, reunions, peace, and even if you can't make peace in a physical sense, if you make peace with the issues, it's almost like you can handle it on a higher level. Just remember that whatever you're going through, you can always handle it with your higher self if you can't do it in a physical way, right? I don't know where that came from, but Bev, Derek, what do you guys think about that? What have you been seeing showing up?
You want to go ahead, Bev?
Go ahead, Derek. That's fine.
Yeah, the magnitude of things that we've been through over the last couple months. I mean, to me, it's like I've just been flowing in the wind, right? I've just kind of been drifting with the wind. I'm not going forward, but I'm not getting pulled back. But I'm getting to the destination I want to go. And I think sometimes as being a galactic citizen, that's tough because we're so used to that, that thought goes through and it resonates and it, materializes that quick. So being here on the earth plane and having to sit back and kind of just be with the wind and be with my emotions at the end of this winter, right? That's why I thought it was so important just to have a discussion right before the solstice and of course have Bev some kind of her insights on what the astrology is doing and kind of put it all together. But, it's the time to close a chapter, and that chapter has been endings, and those endings haven't been easy. And the harder those endings become, the more freeing we begin of space. So I've been really noticing that. But then there's also some built up frustration there as well, because it's like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But I want it now.
Okay, Veruca.
Make now.
Yes.
Veruca. Have you been noticing your inner child coming out to play? Like you just mentioned that. Have you noticed that the humor is literally everywhere? If you only pause to look for it, everything seems to be hilarious if you get a higher level of it. Even when the hardest stuff and you look back and you're like, you can't write this stuff. You can't make it up. But your inner child is the question is, have you noticed your inner child just wants to, sometimes you're just feeling it, like even if it's for a minute and you just want to dance or you want to sing or you turn something, it's almost like sometimes you can turn your whole soundtrack, Bev, Galactic DJ sister over there.
Yes.
The words have so much meaning.
A lot of music.
It's like the harmonics of everything is changing. And we know that the sound is what Om created the sound of the universe, right? So it's almost like we have this harmonic shift that's going on. Even here in the church bells or different things, it has a different frequency level to it. It has like I want to say like a higher level frequency. And when you hear a song, it triggers certain things. The harmonics trigger things. It can make you happy. It can make you angry. It depends what you're listening to.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that resonance rising, especially like last night. The birds were very loud. And, birds normally don't roll in this time of year. I know the weather's been a little bit different. We've had some nice days. But the magnitude of the birds and just the pitch. I mean, I have been feeding them and calling them back every year. But, man, the frequency and that chirping and stuff. And then later on in the evening, the frequency of the lightning that was coming raining down on us. I don't think I ever saw lightning like that in my life.
Wow.
Fortunately, we had a few tornadoes, but I don't believe anybody got seriously injured. But it was one heck of a night just to see all that energy, that frequency. Because when that lightning was just scattering nonstop,
Yeah.
and
It was beautiful.
good hairs up the back of my neck. So I can definitely feel that higher resonance for sure.
When was that, Derek? Was that just a couple nights ago?
Just last night, yeah.
Oh, last night. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was insane lightning for about 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have Andrew in the house. Thank you for joining us, Andrew. He says, hello, Lynda and Soul Achievers. We are entering clocking screens of tri-screens of 3 hemispheres, which is setting images to your trifactor of pi. Thank you very much. Peace, love, and blessings to you.
It's always got the track.
Yeah. Well, galactic stuff. We want to have some conversations, or what do we want to discuss? I want to talk about the there's so many things we can talk about, you guys. Do you have anything in particular? Derek, you mentioned something earlier about defeating. Let's build up to like happy stuff at the something like that at the end, because we all have something to show and tell, I think. I mean, I'm not sure if everybody does, but we want to try to end it on a light note and all that a little bit later. So you want to talk about your thing first, because that's kind of handling densities, handling negativity, and
it's interesting how when we raise our frequency and we open ourselves up, we become like a magnet and we attract, and then we learn how to kind of put boundaries around, but then we learn how to radiate so much frequency that the magnet can't get past the harmonic vibration, right? And when we come through these different parallels, obviously as we gain further knowledge into the consciousness, but it's very interesting how in different layers and pockets there'll be, you'll be drawn to, or you'll be sitting at, and you want to be here but you're here, or vice versa, and you kind of do this teeter-tottering thing. Well, in this teeter-tottering thing, it makes this whoosh, and so you're dipping down into where you don't want to be to get where you want to be, and then you just circle back, and it's creating this like infinite loop.
Yeah, like you're in a half pipe.
Yeah, that's why I said it's kind of like I was just drifting in the wind, and that was kind of by choice. I was just enjoying myself and my family, but in the same sense, as that motion happens, it puts me in all these different energetical plays, right? And I get back into there where I could be food. And
right.
I don't realize when I become food that I bite back, or that I could transmute them by them touching me. Yeah. And then so once that happens a few times, then I get codexed. And once I get codexed, I kind of get trapped into that matrix frame box system.
Ooh, okay.
And I end up
having... Wait. Let me stop you real quick. Do you get trapped in it because
I took something of theirs, I transmuted something of theirs, so they're wanting to take some of my creation, is the way I look at it.
Well explained. Thank you.
Because they can't quite create, but they can manipulate. Mm-hmm. So if I allow them to manipulate me, through thought patterns or whatever, then now they have that piece of energy that they can create with. So by dissolving some of that and anchoring through that, it's very interesting how like I see like the child trafficking and stuff like that. Like that was really hard in my dreams a couple months back. And it seems like on the surface, they've been doing a lot of limiting of this stuff. And we've been getting a lot of disclosure slowly. And, people are starting to say these key words in conversations that you normally wouldn't say. And right. I think even Joe Rogan said it the other day, he goes, you had been outcasted 10 years ago, but now people have these conversations, right? So that just shows you like we're progressing and building to that point. But with the, with the underground slave run and, the child stuff, I feel all that coming to an end. And then where they're not getting this energy from the kids anymore. So where are they trying to come to, right? And unfortunately, I'm laying in the certain pockets for whatever reasons, life choices, or, I guess, I'm just being a true sacrificial lamb at times, even though I am the lime.
And transmuting that.
Right. It gives me an opportunity to transmute it. Exactly.
I know you are. You're becoming the master alchemist again.
Yeah.
And remembering your skill sets, brother.
Sitting back more like a mastery too, because this is very interesting. Like I used to want to just tell everybody, explain to everybody, and like give them more to make them think harder. But now I'm just ask me when you're ready. Like the information's here. If you ask me the right way, I'll let you know.
Right. It's not hard to find it. That's right.
But I just think it's cool how everything on the earth is changing, but then it's also, changing energetically. And then we're picking these pockets clean, right? So now when I do dip into some of these pockets, it's full of light where there shouldn't be. So we're being that white dot in the middle of the yin yang. So powerful stuff.
Oh, okay. So wait, out of the holographic lenses, it
What's
looks
that?
like the density is being pulled out of the equations in high vectors. So in higher levels, the holographic lens of time sequence, he's saying that the density is being pulled out of that. So that's, yes, it's the whole paradigm. The system is crumbling.
Well, if you think about it too, as I consider it a pocket, as these pockets get full of light, it's empty space at that point, because I feel like dark takes up space. I could be wrong. That's just the way I see it. But so the bigger pocket of light, we get all these pockets of light. So, what happens when you have pockets? They collapse.
And the light, as I've seen it, and whatever, when those golden balls, I'm talking about the golden light highways, right? Christ consciousness, when those balls, sorry, when they, I'm sorry. That came up earlier. I'm sorry, that came up earlier with Betty. I think when we were carving and I said it, we just started laughing. So anyway, that's my inner child. It's my inner child.
That's great. I love it.
So these golden balls or orbs, when they come together, they're like magneticity together, and they kind of hum, and they have a sound to it, like a zzz, almost like a little zap, but not a zap. But yeah, a zap. You can feel, it's like liquid light, but you pop a bubble. These don't pop. It's like, zzz, and when they come together, they kind of, and they make bigger ones and bigger ones, and they attract to each other, and they're fun to play with. They're really fun to play with. I haven't seen them in a long time or felt them like this, but I definitely remember playing with them. And, I know someday we're going to be living in those things where we can see all those energy grids again clearly, and everybody can see it. So if you're doing your Tai Chi, you're creating certain bubbles and holograms, if you will, light holograms, organic light holograms with your energy fields. So you can create visions with those lights. You know that? Pretty cool. People will be like, oh my God, my pareidolia is going crazy. Thanks, Rachel, by the way, for teaching me that word. I use it all the time now. Pareidolia. Look it up.
It sounds like a good one.
Has to do with visions. Oh my goodness.
What about you, Bev? What are you seeing in the charts?
Oh man, I tell you, a lot of stuff is happening right now. Me and Lynda were talking a little bit before we came on. We're ended up Pisces season, which is the end of the zodiac. we're ending up the nodes of faith, which are switching a 20-year cycle exactly opposite. So 20 years ago, the north node was in Libra and the south node was in Aries. And now when the eclipse comes in on the 25th, the lunar eclipse comes in, that's going to be with the north node in Aries. And then we're going to have the south node in Libra. So we're seeing 2 eclipses. We're seeing the beginning of the astrological year. We're wrapping up all the things in Pisces season. We got the equinox in there. We just had that new moon. And this full moon lunar eclipse on the 25th, I think, is going to really start opening up some more things. You think it's strong now? Man, by the time we get to that eclipse on April 8th, look out. Yeah. There's a lot coming through, and a lot that's just been, it's like everything is turning upside down, man. And you're on the ride. You keep circling back around going, okay, I kind of wound this up now. Do I want to do this again? No, I don't think so. So let's just, keep going. It's a lot of introspection and then trying to stay in the 3D world and follow things. So yeah, the energy is it's blown me off the page the last week or so. It's been tough, micro and macro. So that's just a little what I see.
You said it was the end of a 20-year faith cycle?
30.
A phase. Well, there's a 30-year we ended up with Pluto. Pluto is now in Aquarius, and it goes through each sign for 30 years. So we ended up in Capricorn. Now we've got the nodes switching places. So it's a nodal return from 20 years ago. So it's all already come around to full circle. then we have the equinox, then we have the lunar eclipse, and then we have the solar eclipse, plus the new astrological year, plus the new Hebrew year is like the day after the eclipse in April. I mean, there's so many things. It's just insane when you start looking at all that makes up what's happening here in the next month.
I wish I had a big book. I could just go, it's time to close the book.
It's time to close it.
And live your life.
So guess what else today is?
What's that?
Today is White Electric World Bridger Keen 146. It's the first day of the Omega Run, which is 10 galactic activation portal days, 10 gap days in a row. We had the Alpha, now we have the Omega, and spring is
we're
coming.
on day one. Okay.
Today's day one.
Perfect timing. I knew it was right.
Yes, it is.
Tomorrow's my Galactic Keen signature, so
nice.
And I got a download for an idea of something I want to do. You know, my brand Teach Peace and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get some, just raise a little bit of money and then buy some bumper stickers from my store. You know, Teach Peace. They're white with the black letters, Teach Peace. I have it on my car. And I want to go around and I want to give out the bumper stickers and just leave them in places and just let people take them. And because, you know, just driving around, people can only see my car so much, you know. Yeah. But imagine if you're giving out the bumper stickers, that message will spread really fast, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, that came to me today, and today's the first day of the Omega Run. So you know, it's a good thing. At least I feel like it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm the Omega up.
Omega. Yeah, well, you know, you just think about all of these things, like when that Omega Run ends, and like Bev was saying, we have all these astrological things coming right up. You know, between the equinox and then the lunar eclipse and then the solar eclipse, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Just those three things, that trinity alone is like a bing, bang, boom.
Yeah. With all the others thrown in the middle of it too, just to put an extra kick in there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's interesting because I could feel all those tests and like, it's like, not really, I hate calling them tests, but just like, you know, judgment time, like, you know, are you going to go back? Are you going to stay here? Are you going to move forward? And then it's like, okay, you progressively moved way forward in those 30-year cycles, right? I mean, for me, I'm only 35, so I spent most of my life in this cycle. But
yeah, that's big.
You know, it's very interesting to me.
Yeah, I think back 30 years ago, it's almost like, no, I don't want to think back 30 years ago.
I was about Derek's age, just a little younger. Yeah, boy, has that been a long time.
But I think that's what's cool too with some of these cycles. Then is you can look back in the time and pull some of that energy out, right? And pull some of those feelings and thoughts that you went through, and kind of have that humbleness and help you pull into that gratitude. And when in doing so, I feel like that helps release that energy forward. Like I said, we're in this closing the book moment, but in the same sense, everything's trying to expel out. So that's why there's been all these abnormal things happening, especially over the last month. It's really trying to see if it can cling on to you, because some of these paradigms and paradoxes, they don't want to go, right? And some of us have completely eliminated them, and then here they are right at the end, their last little chance, and it's trying to throw us off course. And I mean, you know, just staying diligent and consistent. But I can definitely feel like the waves in the ship, you know, the ship was rocking. But I know better than to jump off.
Just had your solar return. Happy belated birthday, Angel. And happy belated birthday, Andrew. Yep. Sorry, I missed that earlier. Sorry about that, D. I got a little sidetracked. I was reading comments. You guys know how I am trying to multitask here.
I had to put my glasses on to see them, but they're giving me a hard time. I had this nagging headache all evening.
Yeah, these energies have been rough physically. There's just tired. Everybody's tired. It's all tied in. I want to give a shout out to a YouTube channel, Suspicious Observers. Ben over there, he is the saltiest. Like, he is so smart, and he's been teaching the stuff about the solar activity and does 3-minute reports on the solar activity every morning. And he has a playlist after playlist of all these things to teach you about how the sun's energy affects Earth. And of course, he teaches the teachers, but the scientific community may not have, let certain things out because, oh no, can't tell humans that. I mean, because it has to do with like that other agenda they're trying to push. So if they can predict for the solar eclipse coming, there's a website that Bev, you told me about Daniel's channel.
Yeah.
And I think it's called, okay, the supernatural.show, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's his new show. Mhm.
It's either the supernatural.show or supernatural.show, but he's just this unbelievable energy force to be reckoned with, you know, and he gets a lot of visions and everything. And he's created this whole website. So he pulled in this free solar eclipse thing, and then he put all these links to it for all the cities that are in the path and the biblical names and all of that. He hits it from all these angles. It's pretty incredible. So anyway, you're watching the solar, you're watching the sun. I was going to say, I should pull this up here and try to screen share and show you how you're watching it. And it shows you like solar flares as if they've predicted when they're going to happen. Now, how can they predict solar flares? You know, like they haven't shared any of that technology, even with people like Ben that's telling the truth about things, even though he gets censored by the 3-letter agencies and all that. You know, how can they predict? Can they predict earthquakes? Well, there's a website or a YouTube channel from Dutch Sense that shows you predictive models for earthquakes, and he always warns people, but they don't pay any attention to him. And it's like these things are predictable by nature and by force. But also, if you can predict a solar flare, maybe the sun's not always exactly everything we've been told, which we know is a possibility too, right? From your inner knowing.
It's energy.
I'm just amazed that it's almost like, to me, it feels like space weather, like Earth weather. You can have predictive models like meteorology. So I'll bet you there is models up there that we just have no idea about this tech. This is the galactic tech where they can predict solar weather. Because how else would people on Earth be able to create something to show you when they're predicting a solar flare on the total eclipse, path of totality that they're showing you? I should show you the website. You guys, I'm going to have to show you the website. Give me a minute, just so you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
If I can pull it up. Sorry.
I've been looking so forward to this date, and of course it's happening in our area. They're all telling us like stock up on food and supplies and gas, because when everybody comes through, they're just going to wipe us out. And it's like, I don't know if that's really going to be the case or not, but okay. But apparently they're expecting like 80,000 people in our county.
In your county?
And just half the county, really, just the northern half of the county. And our county only has like 66,000 people in it, the whole county.
Wow.
And they're saying over so many million viewers may be coming to Ohio. This could get real interesting, Derek.
We're going to light them up. And I just noticed, too, on the interstate, the sign says the heart of it all. And I've been telling everybody that Ohio's been the heart of it for a minute. And I find it very interesting, too, because I'm living on sacred, holy land right here where the natives blessed way back in the day. And every time we have big storms come through, they split right in our area. It either goes north or it goes south. So here we go.
All right. Can you guys see this?
I can.
All right, because I can't see the other screen at the same time. So just tell me if you can't see some. This is the map that Daniel created.
Can you zoom in just a little bit?
Yeah, this is the supernatural.show. Whoops. Okay, that's good. So so look, when you click on this, he gave you a link where you can go to. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold the phone. See this right here? He took a screenshot. This is Cairo. Oh, by the way, that's an Egyptian name anyway. So, okay, we do have Egypt and, the Grand Canyon and all that. But anyhow, in Cairo, Ohio, see this? I'm going to show you the solar flare one now. Wait, how did I do that? Here. Okay, so you come over here. You zoom into the sun. And then, wait, got to make this a little bigger. Shoot.
What you chewing on over there? Root beer barrel?
Peppermint.
Reminded me of.
Sorry. This one. Okay, so this is the eclipse as it's happening, right? You can just slide the time bar over, just let it play.
Yeah.
But watch what happens.
Just as it gets to totality.
To totality. Boom. Whoops. There it was. Did you see the solar flare in the lower left? Look at it. Can you see it?
Ah.
Right there? And they have them all throughout this map. So Daniel went in and on his website, he added all these pins, and everything that has a thing in here is a solar flare.
Wow.
Or excuse me, a predicted solar flare.
Yeah, predicted. Yeah.
Whoops. I think I just muted myself.
No, I can still hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
How do I stop sharing there? I do that. Okay. See, so that was cool, wasn't it?
It is.
So the supernatural.show, and then just go down to the map and then click on the city you want to see. And then you can play with that little solar eclipse thing and see what it's going to look like at the time and all of that. It's pretty cool.
Because where we're going to be at, it's going to hit 1 minute after. You showed me it was 3:10 and 3:11.
It was exactly at 3:10 initially, but then a later forecast but by the time I went in and I was starting to look at it, it wasn't showing the solar flare there. And he had done a video and said some of them moved. Why would they go through all the trouble of putting a solar flare in there, painting it in there, and then taking it out? And then found them on other ones, and he's like, so my theory is that it's solar predictive weather. So whoever is making this website is just using the technology, and we get to see it. They're not trying to like censor it or mess with anybody. I think it's literally like predictive meteorological, solarological weather forecasting.
Yeah. Should be interesting to see what happens,
Yeah, I know.
So looking forward to that, but we got the equinox in just a few days.
Yeah, the equinox, and then on the 25th we got that lunar eclipse.
Oh man, it's going to be the trifecta.
Yes, and it's hitting in Libra, so it's going to be the south node. So it's going to dig up these things that we're changing, what we're ready to transform and take forward as we go into the whole new phase of the astrological year and all these new cycles. We've got Pluto starting a new cycle in Aquarius. We're going into the Age of Aquarius. We're stepping into it. There are so many things that this is going to all light up. It's just, it's amazing to me.
That's perfect, because I'm so ready to scream and be radioactive and just explode things. Like, I'm just done.
So not alone.
That's why I was telling my wife, I was like, we are so close to spring. I was like, the equinox means spring, and I'm going to spring so far forward that y'all better be keeping up, because I ain't looking back. Like, we are springing with some speed and momentum. And like Bev said, we got 2 other things to go right into that just keep propelling our momentum. By the time the end of that eclipse happens, especially being able to see each other in person, that's going to be great. But just to think about all of the different events and different things that are happening on that day, all the way from Texas, all the way to Buffalo, New York, just within the states, right? So it's going to be a very powerful time for humanity.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of people are tuning into it, It's exciting.
A lot more people than ever, because I think this is, what did they say it was going to be, how many hundreds of years till we had another one that came into totality, if we're still here.
I thought they said 40 years, but yeah.
I think I saw 100 or 88 or some none of us will be here if things are like they are now. But,
I think that's what happens with the comet, because right now we got a comet, right? And what are comets, right? Comets are like street sweepers. So
okay.
I'll never forget Haley's Comet as a kid,
I know, that was a big deal.
It was.
That was a big deal then. And it's making an X. The eclipse is making an X over the US. So it's not just one eclipse going by and they made a big deal about that, the first one, but not like this one, because this one is
no, they didn't. Not near like they are this one.
And everybody's paying attention and awake. And I think a lot of people are suspending their disbelief of things now, because they've woken up and they've been able to see that they've been lied to. So they're able to suspend their disbelief in something. It's just a little bit harder to get people to suspend their beliefs, which we know are more like programs based with filters and programming. You've been indoctrinated, you learn something, you have a belief in something because you were told that. Maybe when you were a child, maybe when you grew up, whatever, it doesn't matter. Belief systems are a little bit harder to suspend and say, open your mind, than a disbelief. That's just my theory too. But
some of those belief systems are ingrained into your DNA.
Yeah.
So you have to get that unwound out of your DNA before your DNA can evolve and expand. And I think that's a hard concept for people to grasp. And that's where being forgiving and being able to let go, it really comes into play. And I know it sounds so simple in a way, but those are some of the biggest complexities, right? And what I mean by let away, or think about some of these things we want to put ourselves into tasks where I have to do this to achieve that. And that's kind of how things work linearly, but as an energetical thing, it's like, no, you are already everything. So once you make that choice that you are everything and you quit putting roadblocks in front of you, then you can truly forgive and step into that stuff. I like that.
Interesting. I like
And
that
sometimes when you
perspective.
look at it, Derek, it actually is pretty simple. When people say just let go of things, once you do that and you see the freedom that it brought and you go, that was easy. Yeah, it may have been painful to get to that point where you actually did let it go, but man, it's so freeing and it takes you to that whole other level, It feels so good and it seems so simple at the time.
Yeah, and it's funny when you let go how things end up happening the way you wanted them to when you try to stop controlling. I think I even heard you and Betty talking about that in her story the other day when you guys were talking with each other. She finally let go. Things happen.
Thanks for bringing that up too.
She's tripping on the poisonous cactus.
Betty, we love you so much. Thank you, sister.
Great story. Thanks for sharing.
I'm glad you, Derek.
Yeah,
thank you for bringing
you.
this up. Thank you for coming on and sharing that story, Betty. It's amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, it's the last live on my channel, and it's really it's a fascinating story of strength and courage and everything. Like, she's going to be working on a book. I think she's starting her outline and her sections. Like, I'm so proud of you, girl. Just keep going with that. And
trip through the
seriously,
desert.
the humor with the cactus needles, like, who would have thought? You
Yeah.
gotta run to get them out. I didn't remember. I told her, don't fill me in on all the details yet, because I don't remember everything you told me 3 years ago. But man, let me tell you what, that's one heck of a story. Truly warrior, sister warrior. Like,
Yes.
It is too, but yeah. And I think what a lot of people are going to hang on to here as this book's closing as we go into spring is they're going to kind of want to hang on to some of those shadowy things that they're going through or whatever. And instead of drawing a line in the sand saying, no, this is what I want. Like, I think we've all had enough time to taste both sides of it, right? So we really have to be particular on which flavors and craftings we do. Because remember, we need everything to meld together as a whole. But I think it's really crucial to let the good Lord Creator know your faith, where you stand, and become the conduit, right? That's what I'm doing.
I love that. Absolutely. Same here. Same here. Let me take a quick break. I want to give a shout out to James Welsh, who he's I'm going to call him my Dremel donator. But he sent another donation. Thank you so much. And Bev, thank you for yours as well. I appreciate you, sister. And also, Betty, for your purchases. Thank you. I hope those crystals serve you well. And you guys, I appreciate every donation, every comment, everything that you say. Feel free to leave comments and share this video if you're enjoying it. And let me see. We have Angel asking us a few minutes ago. Sorry, it took me so long to get to this too. About, is everyone getting to see the eclipse? Betty and Bev and myself, we're heading over to Derek's, and we got a hotel nearby, and we're going to be in that path. So I'm sure a lot of Soul Tribe is going to try to travel to it. I'm not sure where you are. You guys, let us know in the comments if you're going to be seeing it. I know, Angel, you probably wouldn't be anywhere near the Path of Totality, but that website I gave you earlier too, you can watch it live. It's like a live stream. He's going to be doing all these different cameramen and all of that. I don't know. I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about bringing it.
And I thought about it too.
But I don't want to have to be the cameraman and then miss the event but
that's kind of how I felt. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got you covered. I'm already getting the gear. We're going to have like an all-day live stream.
Yeah.
Although when I signed in today, when I got on here, it wouldn't let me live stream to YouTube. I don't know if they took that off or not.
Oh, I hope not.
Because I used to be able to click and we could double stream, but I wasn't able to do that today.
They've been changing a lot of things.
Of course, they had a heck of a time just getting this stuff all set up.
So wait, you can't go to the upper right side and simul stream? Because I did. Yeah. That was a feature that I had when I had a paid plan, but it was added in after I was already on, and they added it in. So maybe it was like an a la carte, and they didn't link it yet. Because when I went back down, now it's like, oh, we got to catch up with her. She's not paying for StreamYard anymore.
Always something. That
Yeah.
squeeze you so
Not-
tight it makes you want to scream.
Yeah.
I just laugh now. I'm like, okay, you're taking that away too. Okay, that's fine. That's
We're
fine.
still gonna spread truth. That's all good.
Doesn't matter. It just means, you know, I'm
But yeah, I'm
still who
definitely
I am.
setting it up. Like I've got it figured out to where I can just go nonstop. Power bank, solar power, like whatever it's gonna take, it's gonna be nonstop.
It's gonna be
Extension
nonstop.
cords.
A fountain of loving plasma from
Because
the trace
I
fields.
just want that for my for my library, looking back on it and as I get further into the future, there's something to reminisce on, right? So to be able to have the fire here and just be able to see how the whole thing unfolds and unravels, I think that's going to be great. And then anybody who wants to walk up to the camera and say something, they can, and just leave it at that. Like, it'll be fun. Because obviously, if you try to upload a 4.5 to 5 hour video, that's going to take months out here in the country. So might as well live stream it, and we got it all right there. So
That's a great idea. All right, very good, very good.
That would be cool.
So yeah, for those of you who can't join us, so you can definitely join us in spirit that day. We're gonna make it happen.
Yes, and as we get closer to, we'll get you the details or the links of Derek's. Is it your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so guiding
D
Light
Light.
YouTube. I'm pretty sure the description box has that in there, but somebody double check that for me and let me know, or just find them guiding D, the letter D, Light. Okay.
I've been on there for like almost 5 years now, so it pops right up.
There you go.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, it's funny. Usually when we have like roundtables or different things, we do things when we're winding it down and wrapping things down, and we'll do like healings. And this time I really thought I was just going to hit the singing bowl, and just kind of, do a little couple breaths in, couple breaths out. And it's like ever since those birds were flying, it just feels like the energy is pouring in. I don't know about you guys. It's like can you feel like the sun and solar flashes? Can you feel like the heat that builds when you have a community of people that are all kind of harmonized?
Well, like you said earlier, we're harmonizing, but we're gelling to each other, so we're grooving, right? And we're just expanding as we kind of allow that little bit of divinity to come together in unity.
Kind of like the harmonic convergence, that this all started with back in 1989?
87, yes.
Was it 87? Okay, I knew it was 87, 89.
I remembered 87 because that's the year James was born, and that was the year of the convergence. And then there was the harmonic concordance. I think that was 99, or that could have been after.
I don't remember that. I just remember the harmonic convergence I've read about.
Yes, the convergence was like a big deal in the cosmos too. It was a very big deal. It was stuff they were writing about in books and everything, because we didn't have.
I don't even remember where I was at in 87.
I don't know.
That's my high school graduation year.
Okay, y'all.
I'm just saying, Derek. You can age me now.
I was going to try to change the subject, but
he's gonna say, I was born in 87. 88.
I was going to replay you back to like when the last eclipse happened.
Wait, you're younger than my son, right?
Yeah, I was born in 88.
88, okay.
I'm a dragon. It's my year. It happened. Like I said, I'm springing forward so fast. Y'all better watch out.
Yes, it's moving. It's also really, really warm. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a lot of heat.
I feel the fire racing through me, but I'm getting chilly. I feel like I got like a cool blue flame tonight.
Yeah. Here too.
I have to share this, you guys. Just breathe it in.
We'll amplify it.
I can feel my hands tingling like crazy right now too. It's just like pouring in.
We can hear you're picking up a wound sound off your microphone, picking your resonance up.
Yeah.
Love it.
Ready? It's a push and pull. I don't know, you guys.
I would
That's
have
what I'm saying.
joined you.
Getting
I
there.
would have
Yeah.
joined you, but I lost my stand and my phone would have went, Lynda. So I just sat here. I lost my phone stand. I didn't plug my computer in, so it was dead. Lost my phone stand. Yeah, it was a technologically challenged night for me.
That's like a series of unfortunate events when you just like a series of comical unfortunate events.
One right after the other. Yeah. Yes.
All right, let me come over here. I'm just going to announce what I'm doing so I don't get distracted if somebody's talking because I can't. I'm going to come over here and read some of the comments. Neighborhood is very hot, connected. Yes. Angel. Oh my God, Crystal's mixed up. They ended up with the right person. Good, Betty. I'm glad. And you looked them up. Good. Well, I hope they serve you well. 87. You were 9. Okay. And you're blowing back. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Good. That's awesome.
Hey, Derek, you started to say something about that last eclipse. That was in August of 2017.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
on my
anyway,
birthday.
wants to think back to that. Look at
On
what
your
all has
birthday?
happened in your life since then.
Oh,
That was-
completely.
Did you say that was your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
It was on your birthday. That's
On
so
your birthday?
cool.
Yep.
Wow. Nice.
Of course, totality's going over your house.
I said on that date in the 2017. I said this day's going to change my life forever, and I really felt that, and I was saying that, and I was speaking it, but I really didn't truly understand what it meant.
You didn't know that the second part of the X was going to be crossing over your house. You didn't even know that, right?
Well, at that time, I didn't even really have the awareness of. I was just starting to understand what the third eye was like. I had no recollections what chakras were. I had no idea that there was different bodies and dimensions. I thought your emotions and your mental and all that was just one effed up brain and one little kid, right?
Yeah.
But come to find out, you can separate your emotions from your mental, and you can make decisions without being emotionally bound to it. So, and vice versa, you can have emotions without a mental reaction. So, very cool how that's progressed. But no, like I remember after that happened, there was like this energy, and it just felt like you were a kid, and it was just like it lasted for a couple months, and I just remember I remember seeing people like everybody's got multiple copies or like, everybody's got lookalikes and like all those lookalikes and those people are, that's all tied to one energy. And then that one energy is like tied up. And I was like seeing all this through the angelical realm and everything. And I was just really being in a complete vibrational bliss of seeing everybody for where they were at. And it's like, as soon as I hit that point, it was like, turn them off. It was like life happened to me. And I needed to go and do a life story and like put it on my YouTube. I was waiting on this beautiful camera. Finally got it and still haven't done it. But I guess a little bit of laziness, a little bit of raising 3 kids and the chaos of everything else. But I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So yeah, as soon as I got that bliss and that vibration, like nobody could take it. Nobody could understand it. And like, I ended up in a mental hospital for a few days. Like, and even there, I was like trying to explain it and telling, I was so proud that I had found that. Right. And I had that feeling because that feeling was resonating off me. So if you got in my presence, you were feeling like you were in the presence of an angel, and I could see it on other people, and like they would tear up and they're like, oh my, just telling me, oh, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. But in the same sense, it really was.
Right. Because you got the society.
Because I was still crazy, right?
Well, that's the society telling you that you're crazy and putting you on meds and all of that. But you saw the real world. You saw the reaction as all of that. Like, it's amazing to live through something like that, Derek. If you ever want to do like an interview or tell your story in an interview format, I'd be happy and honored to host you if you'd like that.
That would be great. That would really help me work through it because I have such a hard time just sitting and talking to a camera. But when I can interact with people, like, I even found that out on vacation. Like, I can interact with anybody, and oh my God, I'm hilarious. Like, you give me like 2-3 minutes, and you don't even like, if you don't know the motive is to me to get you to die historically laughing, right? If that's not the motive, and you don't know that's it, and I'm a complete stranger, I walk up to you, give me 3 minutes, it's gonna happen. Like, I can just bring that much joy in the space that quick of it. So I honor that and I appreciate that. But then in the same sense, I still end up in a corner pouting every once in a while too. So I'm not going to say I'm perfect, but I think it's to figure out how to stay in those blissful moments. And I've been lucky enough to be in a high percentage of that all of my life, right? I used to always tell people I live in a higher frequency. And back then I still didn't know what that was. That was before I even realized everything was energy, right? I just tell everybody I'm on that different frequency. And that was just something that naturally came out of me, you know? And I always remember talking about energy and stuff. And it's so cool to see people like, oh yeah, the energy was electric tonight. Like we used to never hear that shit. You just be like,
Exactly.
oh, we got an okay atmosphere.
Yeah. And people are listening now. You know, I start talking about the human, and they're actually listening to me and going, wow, I knew something was different. And these are people 2-3 years ago I'd talk about it and they'd look at me like I was crazy, you know?
So I don't think we realized how some of us higher multidimensional beings, us galactics sitting here at the table, we don't really realize how much we've dripped onto everybody, you know, and like we still go through this we want it now moments, but man, really, like Bev was saying, look how much we've changed since the last eclipse, 2017, and coming full circle now. But not only are we coming full circle now, we've got all this knowledge and wisdom, and we've got all of this collapsing, right? All these things ending, and we got this spring coming, this equinox. So I'm really honored to get on here with both of you, both of my sisters here, and just express that to the community and let everybody know, you know, we have been drugging through the mud and the sand and everything with everybody betwixt two things, but we've known it. And now here we are, and we're turning in the light, and we're going to be that shining example. And as we come together, that light only magnifies and grows. Yes,
absolutely. And of course, why is this all happening? And it's a cycle. You were talking about cycles earlier, Bev, and you're talking about cycles ending and all this. We're coming to the end of a pole shift. We're in the middle of a pole shift right now. It's happening and it's speeding up. And every 11,005, whatever the 12,000 year cycle will say, the poles come together and they either bounce back and repel each other and go back to their spots, or they do a pole reversal and a flip. So I'm not really sure which one. I don't know if anybody really does which one we're in now. Is it going to go back to the way it was, north and south, or they're going to completely flip? Well,
I had a source that said it wasn't flipping and that we prevented it with our energy.
Yeah, it might go back to where it was, but that's why this whole, I don't want to use the word climate and being different. I don't want to use that terminology. You know, the climate.
Yeah.
Okay. Changes was this. Sorry, I'm hearing that. Not that, but the cycle of things with pole shifting is going to create weather havoc because the sun affects our field and it affects the energy patterns. And yes, Mother Earth is cleansing herself and these things do happen. But yes, our energy could have prevented like an extinction level event. And I believe it did because that's the timeline that I've been feeling the truth to as well. But with that comes what we all know is the disclosure. And we're all getting information on what it is to become a galactic citizen. Maybe not quite yet, because there's some of us down here that are going to be teaching these things as we remember and get the downloads and information and translate that so that it can be understood by people when they start seeing that they have more than just a physical body, that you are not your body. Your body is like your car or your vehicle. You're just driving through the 3D realm with it. And when people start actually really, those that are in the spiritual community that had the awakening, that are connected to spirit, live spirit-led life, they already know this. It doesn't matter race, religion, dogma. None of that stuff matters. But what matters is your experience. So those who have experienced it and know this, you know it. You know what you know because now you know, right? But the ones that
can't unknow it.
You can't unknow it or unsee it or unexperience it once you've had that experience. So dreams help you get there. Imagination helps you get, there's all these keys, there's visual, there's all kinds of things to get us there. But what does that mean when you start getting higher level senses or you start having your gifts turn on? And what does that mean for walking in honor? I mean, you can't get these things without passing the test, which means you have to have integrity. So if you can't seem to get where you want to get, it doesn't mean you lack integrity, but you might, what's ignorance is coming to mind. It's probably not the nicest word, but ignorant meaning you just don't know something. So you're on that poop loop with your blinders, as Angel likes to say, shout out Angel. You're on a poop loop with blinders until you know something. Once you take it off, you go, you might go around a couple more times and let the universe smack you before you decide to step up on the spiral. But then you know. So once you know, and you get more authority over your energy fields, over your visions, over your inner knowings. you get more access to all that you truly are. And as this is happening, we're stepping into our galactic citizenship, because there is no, you can't be like evolving, ascending, and stepping into a galactic community if you can't get along with your neighbors in the same human flesh suit, regardless of their color, right? You have to be able to be respectful of life forms, because we might see a little ant down here that's like, yes, big, but in a galactic community, you might see an ant being that's like 7 feet tall, So like, let's hope you don't go stepping on ants, because they might not like that very much. Just kidding.
Just keep me away from the spiders.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Harry Potter when you said that.
I still got a bone to pick with them.
But they represent Mother Earth. So
I know.
in that sense, if they have a bone to pick with you, then it might be time to visit the mother.
I'm going to the Akashics library tonight. I got a couple sessions, so I might have to pull a book for myself, because I'm not a big fan of the way they manipulate energy.
Yeah.
With those 8 eyes.
Uh-huh. Well, it's all about what you said. You were talking earlier, like naming the game. Once you see something, like you said, Bev, you can't unsee it. Or
Yeah.
once you know it, you know it. So you can stop one of those little 8-eyed beings from peeping in on you. Once you see it and you know it, you're not going to just go about and let them keep observing you like a guardian watcher. You're going to stop and eventually say, what's your purpose here? What's your purpose for peeping? Come on, peeping. What's your purpose? Why are you looking in on me?
And then they start poking. Yeah.
And you poke right back. You just turn your hands of God on.
I do, but what they say, what you resist it will persist. But it's like, I never asked the spider to come peeking to begin with. And then when I noticed the spider was peeking, they have 8 eyes. They see in 8 dimensions. So yeah.
Set up a little 9th or 11th. Use the 11th dimensional angelic frequency little electrical gate. So if it wants to come peeping in too close, just let it get itself zapped.
Black hole. Yes.
Yeah, sucked into the black hole after the Kuiper belt. 6 months. Bye.
It's a grand idea for my spring forward.
I love it.
Yeah, the spider beans have tortured me for probably 5-6 years now.
No.
And they've been very persistent at times. They disappear and then they come back.
Can you make peace somehow, or they just don't want to?
I've tried. They want to control things, and I'm uncontrollable.
Oh. Well, are they saying that you're like stepping on any turf or something that you're not supposed to be, or what, are they giving you a reason?
Projecting thoughts, manipulating energy, harvesting energy.
They're saying you're doing that?
No, they're doing that to me.
They're doing it to you. Oh.
Yeah. So even though I've come through the ranks and not very many things bother me, but these spider beans is about the last thing on the list.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, bro. I'm happy to take a peek in on that one for you in my next
awesome
session.
Yeah, next time we're there.
Ourselves.
I'm always up for learning. Look, I love learning something new every day, and I think that's the joy of life, really.
I have no idea. About these beings, honestly. Like, I know what I know with little spiders, but I've never encountered anything that's like that. But I'm happy to tap into my higher frequency.
And it could be just a matter. It could be the matter of line that I've, my soul path is chosen to be that kind of a cleanup crew, and because I've done that cleanup crew, maybe that these entities were assigned to me to prevent me from cleaning them up. I don't know. There's definitely some lineage there for sure, but it's that the spider beings are the controllers, so they don't want to give up. But in the same sense, I kind of feel like they're gonna peter out on their own. We're already seeing it, right? We're already living it and feeling it, and with all these books coming to a close, maybe they get stuck in the book.
Yeah.
So highly looking forward to it. Well, there it is.
Guys,
that was quick. That was too quick.
It was too quick. Yeah, well, you know what? We can come back and do this again. I wanted to say that next Friday night, Bev is going to be coming on to give us a very special astrological broadcast. What were we doing that on again? The Lunar
I'm going to
eclipse.
look at like the day after the equinox. I'm going to look at a few of the astrology of that just to kind of see what's ahead. Then look at that lunar eclipse that we're having that following. I think it's Monday the 25th. So we'll come on
Yeah.
that Friday before, and I'll try to get into a couple things and look on that and just see what we can find out.
Yay. All
Do,
right.
do any of you have any highlights for the 20th in 5 days?
Hold on, let me look at the calendar real quick. What's
I kind of said mine. No, I mean just like thoughts closing this out, because like I said, mine is, we're coming to all these big ends, but we got a lot of momentum points to come to, and just realize, make those choices and don't allow those distractions to hinder you over the next 5 days. You're almost at the finish line, and when that book goes shut, leave it on the shelf. It'll be there next winter, I promise.
Yes. Yeah.
Very wise words indeed. I wanted to thank you both for joining us here tonight. I wanted to thank everybody out there watching us in the now, in the future, whenever. Just be well. Any last final words? Did we say, Bev? Did you say final words?
No, I
Sorry,
didn't. But really, what I'd say is just kind of
please.
stay in your own lane, give everybody a wide berth, and know that everybody's looking at closing those things out. They're looking at their lives. They're looking, at things in the world. It's a big, Pisces season's getting ready to end. So it's a big inner spiritual journey. And if you need the time alone, take the time alone. You're much better to yourself and everybody else if you take that time, because it pays off if you do it and you put in the work. So just, kind of stay in your lane and do as much inner work and try to stay grounded through these energies, because they're just going to get stronger as we go.
All right. And thank you for that. Very wise words there. I forgot really quick. I forgot we were going to play show and tell. Yeah. So we're going to do it. We're going to take 2 more minutes, right? We're going to do a quick show and tell, because we wanted to end it on a really happy, positive note, and we gave you our tips. So
I got plenty of time.
Well, yes, let's see. So who's going first?
Not it.
Not it, because I didn't know what you wanted, Lynda.
You could hold up a mug if you want. I don't care. It's a show and tell.
All
You
right.
can bring anything.
Lynda's going to do show and tell on the Galactic Roundtable for the very first time. And then the next time we have a Galactic Roundtable, we'll all be prepared.
Okay, no, that's good. And you know what else? That's fair, because I wanted to have, like, how we have the little segments with the intros. I wanted to do a little segment that had like do 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 show and tell, do do do.
Okay.
I was gonna make up a funny little song.
Little jingle.
Yeah, but I didn't have enough time. So okay. And I just told them like a half an hour before the show, hey, I'm doing a show and tell. If you want to bring something, feel free.
I texted you. I was like, what, physical or a story?
That's what I wasn't sure either. I mean, I could grab some knickknack here and throw it on the screen, but
here's my water jug.
Wait a minute. Do you guys remember going to school and not having something for show and tell and then grabbing something at the last minute? Do you remember doing that? I know I did.
Yeah, it was always my stuffed animal, but I don't feel like that's appropriate for tonight.
All right. So I don't know if I showed you guys some of my drawings before. Wait, I'm going to show you a couple of recent ones. So I started drawing like more 3-dimensional objects, right? And I was trying to learn like the infinity circle, like the illusion,
like it. Nice.
triangle. And then I started drawing like a key code. So the Merkaba right here goes into the middle here. And then this is the key. It hangs on here. It's a Merkaba. And that's what it goes in if this was raised. So like I start drawing these things. And
that's very good, Lynda.
Having a lot of fun. Yeah. I don't know who she is, but these are pencil sketches. This was one of my favorites recently. What do you think?
Ooh, I love that, Lynda.
That looks like dipping into chaos.
I'm working on my shading.
That's what chaos looks like to me, is just light and dark pockets, like a checkerboard that never ends through a tunnel. Well, I like that keyhole.
I'm trying to work on my shading technique, so that's my show and tell.
Nice.
You're doing a phenomenal job. I gotta say, your art a long way in the time that I've known you.
Well, thanks. I'm glad. I like to put them up here every once in a while just to remind myself, like, that's my mom. I was doing sketches of my kids, my sister and her husband, and people that know me personally will know that's my daughter.
I could not draw people.
That's my other daughter.
Wow.
And then and I did nail a couple of things I was proud of. So
Oh,
I
the
want to go
weeping
and share it like a little
willow.
kid. That's my daughter and her girlfriend, and she's born the same day. Joyce is born the same day as me. We're both May 10th. And my horsies. And that's my son, Steven, but don't look at his eyes because they're really dark. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to darken them. But yeah, I started, just sketching again. And different times evolve. And every time I go back, it seems like Spirit's got me drawing something more intense. Now I'm working on shading. So it's fun. Do something that, brings you joy, because it'll take you out of the warring psychic energy that's flying all over the place right now. People that don't want to take ownership of their shit, it's flying all over the place. So if you got to pull yourself out of it, just doodle or crossword puzzles or something. I don't know.
For me,
I've been playing a song pop app where you have different song lists and you got to guess the name of the song or the artist within so many seconds. I've been playing that for hours just because I just don't want to hear anything.
Yeah. When I get like that lately, what I've been doing is cleaning. I got 3 kids and 2 dogs. I mean, I clean one room and turn around. I can go back and clean it an hour later.
I believe it.
I remember
that's the way it is when you have 3 kids. But yeah, so that's just what I've been doing. Like anytime I get feeling like I'm getting bombarded, I'm just go straight into cleaning mode.
I do that too.
That's good. Yeah.
Put on the music, crank it up, and just start cleaning too. That works too.
Because I feel like I clean my thoughts as I clean my house.
Thanks, Angel.
I like that.
I like cleaning and rearranging too. It always opens up the energy more when you can declutter clean something. It's just nice.
It does.
All right. D, you got something? Didn't you say you had something?
I mean, that was it. I mean, just understand the book is coming to a close. And like I said, just leave it on the shelf. I think everybody's going to be phenomenal, and we're really going to see this momentum pick up and this spring launch. We've been dwelling in some of these frequencies and energies for way too long, and I really feel like it's time to propel back out of that, and we just get our own vibrational collective consciousness going, and we split the ethers. I mean, that's pretty much my whole main objective being a crystal being is to embark on a new frequency and a new ether. And as that diamond web codex comes down and it pushes that ether and then absorbs ether, right? We've been pushing down, we've been getting in ether. Now we are in the middle of it. Now we are in absorption time, and it won't be long before it takes over.
Yeah.
Right on the edge.
Know that. Just don't fall for these crazy traps. I know that I personally feel like I've gotten out of it, but I don't know. There might be a little bit of chaos for some of you out there right now. Just know in 5 days that's going to be gone, but pay attention to what it's trying to teach you and avoid it from reoccurring.
Good advice.
Wise words.
And the last tip that I guess I would give everybody right now, since today, remember, is day 1 of the 10-day Galactic Activation Portal run, the Omega run. So I would suggest, if you haven't, or if you've always wanted to, or if you're just lazy about it, set an alarm. Use your phone if you have to, but I would get a journal, maybe write it down. It's very cathartic to just feel the paper and the pen. It's just a good thing. And
I think I'm gonna start writing
a lot more information. It's going to come through so easy. If you've ever wanted to write a book or do something creative with that, it's coming through so easy right now. All you got to do is make the effort to tap in by putting pen to paper, or crown, or marker, or paint, or whatever. Right?
Sure. I need to start waking up and writing down my dreams, because they have been truly amazing. And by the end of the day, after working and everything, I forget what even happened at times. So yeah, very good suggestion. Thank you, Lynda.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you both again. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you again. We'll be back here with Bev next Friday, and then D, hopefully maybe the week after that, or whenever we do the next roundtable.
Oh yeah.
It'd be awesome. All right, you guys, be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. And
peace.
Don't be
don't be food.
Don't be food. I was actually going to say mine and wait for Bev to say hers, and then Derek would say peace at the end. Let's try it one more time. Take 2.
I screwed it up.
Okay. Just remember, be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. And
don't be food.
Peace. That was good. We'll never forget it now.
No, we won't. Bye, everybody.
Love you guys.
Bye.